Okay, so we are just now getting started here on Brent Adventure. Here we go. We are live. Yay! Welcome everybody to Brent Adventure. I've got Jimmy Explores here, and we are going through an audition here. And Jimmy has not seen this scene yet. This is from the same script, Our Forgotten Son. So if you like sci-fi, if you like fantasy, if this stuff is interesting to you, then hit that like button, subscribe. This is very similar to what we did yesterday, except this is a new scene. It's a new scene. How's it going? Hello from the woodlands. How's it going? I've got a plant that's blocking your comment. But tonight we're going to see Jimmy Paxton from Jimmy Explores rehearse a live sci-fi fantasy audition scene from Our Forgotten Son. Brent, that's me. I'm going to coach him through the character, the world, the emotional stakes, and the performance choices in real time. If you love acting, auditions, behind the scenes filmmaking, young adult fantasy, or dystopian sci-fi stories, this is exactly the process that you never get to see. So this was kind of interesting. Hello, Kenny. What's going on, Kenny? All right, so Jimmy has not seen this script yet. So we're going to go through and read the script together. And this is not the full script of the whole movie. This is just one scene out of many, many, many scenes, right? So just so you know, Jimmy, the way it works, what's up, Dag? So just so you know, the way it works is, in general, whenever you're reading a script for a television show, for a TV show, a movie, it runs about a minute per page. Go on.
I need to go kickboxing because he paid for it, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
We have to go tomorrow then.
Yeah, because you're leaving day after tomorrow. Yeah, you guys, we're doing a fundraiser. So, Dag Overhaul, thank you for being here. So, we're doing a fundraiser. So, we need as many people to join as possible because Jimmy's going to be gone for a while, for about 15 days, actually exactly 15 days. All right, so this is a scene called The Sky That Lies. So this is, you've already come out of the tunnels. Do you want to grab the thing for your, are you good? Mm-hmm. Like a backing? Oh, no. Okay, so this scene is called The Sky That Lies. So do you know where we are in the story in terms of where we were yesterday?
Yeah, we're at the village.
All right, so how did you get to the village?
I escaped.
Yeah, and how did you escape?
My friends helped me.
Right. Can you guys hear us, by the way? Dad, can you hear us?
Yes.
You'll let us know if you can hear us. I'm assuming you can. Hello, hello. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear us. Let me know if the audio is coming through.
On. I thought it was on because it's like, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you change your username, Dag? Are you sure that's you? There's a diff.
Okay, so we're gonna do this.
Yeah, he's why'd you add a dot to your name, Dag? All right, Kenny, you can hear us? Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna go through this script. This is kind of cool because you have to get your mind in the right spot. You have to get into the zone. All right, so I'm still playing Mira. So yesterday I was Mira and you were Lucian, right? So you emerged. If you guys want to know more of the backstory, leave in the comments and we'll highlight it on screen. Thank you, Kenny, for letting us know. All right. So in this, I took out all the stage directions. So what are stage directions?
Tells you what to do.
That's right. The stage directions tell you what to do. But sometimes if you're auditioning as an actor, sometimes you want to take them away because it can be too many stage directions, and it can cloud your judgment. So I took it away. But in this first scene, there is actually a pivotal thing. You're actually touching a tree. You're touching a tree like almost like it's sacred because you've never seen a tree before, right? And you've never seen a tree before because why? Because you've been living in tunnels. You've been living underground. Hey, Sultan, how are you? What's going on, Sultan 1609? If you guys have questions, if you're new here, feel free to ask them, especially as we're doing this first read through. Okay. Grab your script. All right, so you're touching a tree, and I'm like, what? I took out this stage direction, so it's not going to tell you boom, boom, boom what you're doing, right? So you've got to go through here, and I'm going to guide you as we go through go here. So your character's Lucian. So I say what?
It's alive.
It's a tree.
I know what it's called. I didn't know it would feel like skin.
Trees don't like being compared to people
How do you know?
because people keep cutting them down.
You're doing it again. Oh no, that's you.
That's right. So you're walking through this world with like this giant sense of wonder, right? So you're walking through this world with this giant sense of wonder because you've never been on the surface before. You've lived your whole life underground, right? So all of this is new for you. So say you're doing it again.
Doing what?
Looking at things like they're about to speak.
Maybe they are.
So you're looking at the sky now. The sky doesn't speak.
Are you sure?
So whenever you say, "Are you sure?" I look up at the sky too, and I'm like, I'm a little bit uncertain too, because there's more that's going to be revealed in this scene. Okay? So I don't say anything. So you say, "You're not sure."
You're not sure.
I'm sure enough.
You saw that.
Okay. So here's what I took out of the stage directions. So in the stage directions, literally we look up at the moon and the moon literally glitches. So the moon like glitched, right? Now you're not really sure what you've just witnessed, right? But we both saw it. We both saw the moon glitched. So you say you saw that. You saw that? And I say, saw what?
The moon moved wrong.
The moon does what it wants.
No, it doesn't.
You've been outside for what, 1 hour, and you already know better than than I do.
I know when light breaks.
What does that mean?
In the harbor, when a lamp filament cracked.
So you're going to
Flickered in.
compare this moon here to like an artificial light inside of the colony, right? It's where you come from. You guys leave a comment. Let us know. If you guys are confused about where we are in the script, or if you're new here, come in and we'll explain it. All right. So you notice that the moon legitimately like glitched, right? So you're comparing already something what's supposed to be, it is. So you're comparing something that's supposed to be natural to something that's artificial, because that's all you've ever noticed, stuff that's artificial, right? Sultan, if you'd like to sponsor a trip, there's ways to support the channel in the scroll. All right. So you're explaining to me in the harbor. So the harbor is obviously where you lived underground, right?
In the harbor, when a light filament cracked, it flickered in pieces before it failed. That looked like pieces.
So when you say that, I have to like admit, I'm like, sometimes it does that before the reckoning.
The reckoning.
And I look around and I'm like, not here.
What is it?
I said not here. So we run to the woods.
Mira.
Every full moon, the Creator remembers us. The wall gives provisions: grain, salt, medicine, iron tools when the old ones break. Sometimes even books, but without names in them. Sometimes seeds.
The wall gives them.
So this is like a big reveal. The Creator gives them through the wall.
And what do you give back? Mira.
So I'm like reluctant. I'm not telling you. You're like, and what do you give back? And I'm like, I'm not answering you. We give thanks.
That isn't what I asked.
Please don't.
What was that?
All right, so
Hey, Michael McSilvers.
hey, Michael McSilvers, how are you? Ah, yay, more dystopian movie. That's right. That's exactly right. So I'll give you here where we have the stage directions that I took out. All right, so we're in the woods, and there are like creatures in the woods, right? All right, so you say, what was that? And I say, nothing. I'm going to change this because this will be confusing. but it'll for the audience here. But I'll say nothing.
Hey,
Nothing,
Gizmo.
nothing that you should worry about. I'll just say nothing that you should worry about. I'm gonna say that's not an answer.
Not an answer.
It's the only one that helps.
People live with that beyond their homes.
No, people live because they don't go beyond their homes. Here, I'll read the stage directions here. And the reason why is because it actually does help. I just didn't want to print like 25 pages. Okay. So when you say that, like, we give thanks, and you say that isn't what I asked, a sound comes from the woods, a low clicking. It's not like an insect. It's not a bird. And then Mira freezes.
But so a deer
No.
or horse.
Lucian, you turn towards the darkness. Between the trees, there are two faint ember eyes that are appearing. Then another appears. So there's like literally like creatures that are appearing. There are creatures that are appearing, right? Like pairs of eyes. And then you go to a tool that's in your thing, and I grab your wrist, and I say, don't. And you say, what was that? And I say, nothing that you should worry about for now. But basically, there are creatures in the woods, right? So there's not only a wall, but there are also creatures. So this village is divided by a giant wall in the mountain, and on the other side, there's a giant forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the forest, there are creatures that are preventing us from moving out.
Okay.
So now you look at I say, no, people live because they don't go beyond their homes. And then you look at the forest again, and the forest suddenly is no longer beautiful to you. It looks like a giant like mouth that like swallows things up. And then you take a step back from it, and I notice that, right? Now you understand?
No.
And then I look towards the village. I say,
Now I understand there are two cages.
I look towards the village and like, this is not a cage.
Then why does it have a door? Why does it have a door no one is allowed to open?
Good to see you, Gizmo. So you say, because some doors are built to keep death out. That should land with you because you know that that's actually true because of what happened to your mom.
That's what they told us about the harbor.
Well, maybe they were right.
My whole life I dreamed there was more.
And there is.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby Barra. Hey, guys.
No, more than this.
I'm here more than in spirit tonight. I'm so glad to hear that, Bobby Barra.
What the heck? What did Gizmo have as his profile picture?
All right. Jimmy, maybe they were right. So one thing that, and thank you so much, Michael McSilvers, yesterday. You were amazing. Like, seriously. Appreciate you so much. My whole life I dreamed, you said, my whole life I dreamed there was more.
Yeah.
And there is.
No, more than this.
It's the surface, isn't it?
It's another ceiling. Michael mixed up the perfect time. I have a TTRPG in a couple of hours, and this will. I don't even know what that is.
Is there a dollar bill to click on still Venmo?
Not yet. He's talking about like super chats.
Oh yeah, this channel is not monetized yet, so you guys can you can support the channel through the scroll. But the creative artist, yeah, that's the username, and the username is there's no @ symbol, so you don't need it. You just type in creative artist and you'll find us.
What is a TTRPG?
In a couple of hours, and this totes gets my brain humming. So I think it's a role-playing game. I'm going to take notes so when I role-play at the table, I look fabulous. So maybe it's a tabletop role-playing game. Maybe that's what TT stands for. Like maybe it's like Dungeons and Dragons, D&D, right? All right. Then the wind comes in, and you feel the wind on your skin. And I say, does it hurt?
Okay, Michael says that. Okay. What?
All of this, the air, the sky, knowing that you were lied to.
Yes. But so did not knowing.
When I was little, I used to ask what was beyond the wall.
What did they tell you?
At first, stories, ash fields, bone rivers. They said the cities that burned forever.
And then?
Then my father told me questions. They're like sparks. One is really pretty, but too many will burn the whole house down.
Your father sounds like mine.
And I'm sorry.
There.
All right, so this is again stage directions here. So on this one, there's a little bit of a laugh there because I'm like, sorry. So we laugh under our breaths. Mira looks likes that she made you laugh, right? It scares her a little. The moon flickers again. This time the whole lower edge stutters. And then you step forward and you're pointing towards the moon. 'Cause like the literal moon is glitching.
Okay.
So you're like there. You're like, something is off about this place.
Okay.
You've come all the way out. You've come all the way out to get to the surface. And literally the moon is glitching.
Okay.
And so you're trying to make sense of what it is that you're seeing, right? So you say there. Because the moon glitched earlier in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So you say there. Stop looking for everything to be wrong.
Wrong things are where the truth leaks out.
Sultan, are you wanting to sponsor us? We'll be happy to go as soon as he gets back. He gets back on the 14th, right?
14. Yeah.
Yeah, on the 14th. He's leaving day after tomorrow. So he's going to be
30th.
in Texas for the next 15 days. So you guys, this is the time to support the channel. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
All right. You say, so I say, stop looking for things to be wrong.
Wrong things are where the truth leaks out.
God, you sound like the old stories.
What old stories? Mira.
All right, so I took out the stage directions, but if you're having to say my name, what does that indicate to the audience?
That you're not wanting to tell me the story.
Exactly. It means that I'm not wanting to reveal the whole truth, right? So I'm not wanting to tell you the whole story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there was an elder Thorn. He used to say that the wall was not the end of the world. He said that the Creator made us, and that the Creator made
Thank you, Bobby.
more than one valley.
Bobby. He Venmoed.
Thank you, Bobby Barra. Yes, it's a verb. Thank you. You can make anything a verb now, right? This morning I was watching like these videos about Gen Alpha and how like all the teachers are quitting because they can't. The kids can't sit still. So there's all this wave of teachers who are just like quitting.
Guys, I'm trying to save up so I can go to Texas and get stuff in Texas
Mm-hmm.
for Galveston.
Yeah. Is that South Asia? It's I like South Asia. It's a good Brent. We want to go there, Sultan. That'd be amazing. All right. There's an elder, High Elder Thorn. He used to say the walls were not the end of the world. He said that the Creator made us. And then you say, what happened? Go on.
Yeah, what happened to him?
He went missing a few moons back.
Missing how?
He went beyond the forest gates.
And he came back?
No one really knows what happened, but he was gone for 3 days.
3 days in the forest?
3 days without day.
What does that mean?
The sun didn't rise.
That's impossible.
I know what I saw.
The sun didn't rise?
I know what we all saw. The sky stayed bruised. It wasn't night. It wasn't morning. It was like everything was waiting. Everyone prayed that the fires wouldn't burn clean. The chickens didn't wake. Even the wall lights dimmed.
And when he came back,
Morning came with him.
what did he say?
So you have to get into the scene. So you have to be like, because you're not saying the lines like on how you would say it. You're like, so if the town elder, right? So this is why it's coaching, right? So if the town elder disappeared for 3 full days and literally the sun didn't rise, so if the sun didn't rise when he left, then there's something is really off about this place, right? And then number 2, now, so you would say like you're curious because you're still on this quest to find out your mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would say like what did he say? Like give me, I need the data, I need the information, right? That would be like the vibe of this. I could have pulled you out of these videos that I watched this morning about what all the teachers are dealing with. So think about it. So let's say that someone left. I'm literally telling you that the sun didn't rise for 3 days. That should like be like what the heck? Because you've been above ground for a while, and I've already explained to you how everything's kind of worked. So you wouldn't say like, you would read the line more in alignment with what the character is feeling, right? So I say the morning came with him. So this is like almost like a messianic figure, meaning like almost like a religious figure. Because when he went into the forest, the sun did not rise for 3 days. So when he came back, the morning came, you'd be like, what the heck? So you're like, what did he say? There's like a sense of like, I need to know. There's a sense of awe or of wonder. Right? Morning came with him.
What did he say?
He said he reached the place where the 2 streams meet. He said the forest opened its teeth. He said the creator showed himself in white fire and spared his life so that he could return with the truth.
What truth?
Nothing awaits us beyond these walls. That's what he said.
Where is he now?
In the Temple of Morning.
Can I speak to him?
No.
Mira?
No one speaks to Aurelian except the elders.
Why?
Because the creator touches them. Because after the creator touches the man, ordinary voices hurt him.
Do you believe that?
I believe he came back different.
Different how?
I don't know, like something was still looking through him. He was changed. This stuff, it should be like mind-blowing. It should be like shocking to you. The lore in this movie is interesting, but it's a dome or a simulation or something. Michael McSilvers, you're getting to the heart of it. Exactly. You're catching stuff that even Jimmy's not catching. So you're right. It's like they're in some kind of either a simulation or they're inside of something that's not fully organic or real. So he escaped one cage to enter another one. So the ultimate truth is like mind-blowing. So that's why this is really interesting. So I'm wanting Jimmy to get into it. All right. So now that I've told you this information, you're like looking around like you're not trusting anything. So I'm like, you're doing it again.
What?
You're turning everything into a question.
Can't help it.
You could try. Like try to appreciate what you have. Right, Michael McSilvers. Thank you for getting it, Michael. I'm gonna figure out how to do this channel. What do you think, Michael? I think I have to go back to LA because I don't think this is gonna work. I think I have to like get back to it so I can coach people because I'm not in a city where there's actual like work. Do you see what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all contributing to the channel because it helps us get back to LA after our house burned down. So that would be amazing. Maybe not even LA, maybe Las Vegas, somewhere close. You know what I mean? you know, because this is what I did for a long time, was either casting people or getting people cast, coaching them, representing them, all these different things. Michael McSilvers, it requires a lot. So anything to help with that would be amazing. And this is for everybody. Because also I want to coach people that want to be coached. Like there's so many people who really want this job, who are interested in these types of things. So it would help. Would you stream there, Brent? Oh, absolutely, Toph. Yeah. I would stream and they had like guest visitors and have people come in, and you know, it would be people who really want this, who really appreciate it, who don't take everything for granted, you know? Turning everything into a question.
I can't help it.
You could try. Like try to appreciate this.
I did 14 years. I don't want your world to be false. I want it to be beautiful and real. I want the moon to be the moon. I want your fires to mean people are safe. I want the trees to be just trees. But I know what a system sounds like when it's hiding behind a prayer.
You're like so you're like here. You're seeing these sides for the very first time. Hey, Kiss of Life, how are you? Hey, Toph, how's it going? So you're this is like a physical scene because we're outside. So if you had the camera on you, you'd be moving around a bit. But obviously, this is your first time reading it. So let's do these three sides again because this is a big reveal. I'm kind of telling you, like, appreciate what you have. You just came out from the mountain, dude. Right? I'm like, you just came out from the mountain. You should be appreciating all of this nature, even if you're saying that there's something off about it, right? So you're turning everything into a question.
I can't help it.
You could try.
I did for 14 years. I don't want your world to be false. I want it to be beautiful and real. I want the moon to be the moon. I want your fires to mean people are safe. I want the trees just be trees. I know what a system sounds like when it's hiding behind a prayer.
You're not just looking for your mother. You're looking for a place where the lies end.
Does that place exist?
Mira! Father. Get away from him. He's not. I said get away.
Sir, I'm not here to hurt anyone.
Who are you? All right, so there's this scene where we're trying to
Take his life.
cross over, right? So the idea is for you to get into the zone, right? So what do you think is going on, Jimmy? What is your thesis? What do y'all think in the chat? If y'all are brand new here, this is for our forgotten son. So where do you think we are in the story? So you've escaped from living in the
day
tunnels.
after I spent the night. It's the day after.
Are you asking?
No, that's what's going on.
Yeah. So you've spent like one night in this world, right? And you're already noticing that something is off, right? In fact, this is the first night. So you arrived in this place during the day, and now it's nighttime. But you're noticing like the moon is glitching. But you didn't even know what the moon was, right? But you know when something's like digital or artificial, right? So what do you think? Where do you think you are? In your 14-year-old brain, where do you think, like in terms of what you've seen so far and this script?
We're in a big snow globe.
Where like you're like in a snow globe?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Like a globe.
Okay. And then so if we're living inside of a snow globe, inside of this script, then who's controlling it?
I don't know, the people who have the snow globe.
Okay. One of those things like where you zoom out at the end of the movie and there's like a demonic hand shaking everything.
Yeah.
As everybody knows, 99% of unicorns are called Philip. Hi, Jim Winship, you're hilarious. All right. Yeah, good analog, Jimmy. So it's like making it like a real thing. So we're going to find out that maybe the world that they're living in isn't completely natural, right? So what do you think the wall is for?
To not let them get on the other side.
Say what?
To not let them get on the other side.
Okay. And what is the forest for?
To block them in.
Gizmo, who is that in your picture?
It's me.
Is that Jimmy?
Mm-hmm.
Is that him like in a spacesuit?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. So he's like on Mars. You're kind of getting close to where we're headed, Gizmo. Gizmo has like he's not too far off. This is like kind of a future thing. So he's put Jimmy in this future, outfit right here on his picture. But it's kind of like the Sci-Fi Truman Show a little bit, except for he's not the star of a show, right? Everybody is living inside of something. It's almost like they're inside of like a giant experiment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge is power. No need to thank me. The Jim and Chip. Glad you're here. All right, Gizmo's PFP is so good. The antennas are excellent. Mm. All right, so what's happening is what do you think? Where do you think your character's head is at?
I don't know. I'm trying to escape from where we are.
Okay, so we're on the edge of the forest because we had to get away from the villagers because everybody knows each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the village is not that big, that means that implies that everybody inside of this valley, right? Everybody inside of this valley, they all know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So once the morning came, we went out to the forest.
Yeah.
And actually, the morning hasn't even come yet. But you notice there's all these beasts in the forest.
No, it's the next day at night because I came out during the nighttime. Remember? And then at the end of the last one, she told me just stay there, and if somebody comes, go hide behind the thing.
Okay. So
So
my
the
point,
next day
right?
at night.
Well, yeah. Either way, you haven't spent much time in this world. Yeah, you're right. Either way, you haven't spent much time in this world. But this is your first time going into the forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the forest is interesting to you. That's why you're touching trees and stuff because you're like mesmerized by it because you've never seen trees because you lived underground.
Yeah.
Right. So she makes a good point. She says you're not just looking for your mother, like you're looking for like the ultimate grand truth, which is at the end of the day, every human being's quest for knowledge. This is like Plato's ascent from. You could argue this is like Plato's ascent from the caves and the ascension of the soul. Mm-hmm. Meaning like every time you go to the next level and you learn more things, there's just another greater truth waiting to be revealed for you. Right? So every time you get to the next level, there's a greater truth waiting to be revealed. And so you've already recognized how to escape one fake world. And you know whenever you're in another one. But she's never escaped another world just to be introduced into another cage or another false reality, right? So let's read this scene again. And now with what you have, there's going to be more information that's going to be revealed in the subtext, right? There's going to be more information in the subtext. All right, ready? You're touching a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what?
It's alive.
It's a tree.
I know what it's called. I didn't know it'd feel like skin.
Trees don't like being compared to people.
How do you know?
Because people keep cutting them down. And then you're looking out into the forest. You're doing it again.
Do it. Doing what?
Looking at things like they're about to speak.
Maybe they are.
And you're looking at the sky.
Mm-hmm.
The sky doesn't speak.
Are you sure?
And then I'm like, I look skeptical, like I'm withholding information, right? So it's like I'm withholding information. Yes, Sultan. Yes, yeah, the Philippines sounds great. Absolutely. You say, are you sure?
I said, are you sure? You're not sure.
Yeah, so you're like looking at me, you're like, you're not sure. Like you're coming to a conclusion in your head. I'm sure enough.
You saw that.
Saw what?
The moon moved wrong.
The moon does what it wants.
How do you know Kiss of Life? How the flip do you know?
That's what it looks like.
It's like a berry and strawberry. Like a raspberry and...
Okay. You have to get into the scene. So if you're looking at the moon, you should kind of get into it a little bit. So it's like the moon does what it wants.
No, it doesn't.
You've been outside for an hour and you already know better than I do.
I know when light breaks.
What does that mean?
In the harbor, when a lamp filament cracked, it flickered in pieces before it failed. That looked like pieces.
Sometimes it does that before the reckoning.
The reckoning?
Not here.
What is it?
I said not here.
Mira.
And then we run and we get even deeper into the woods. Every full moon, the Creator remembers us. The wall gives us provisions, salt, medicine, iron tools when the old ones break. Sometimes books without words in them. Seeds.
The wall gives them.
The Creator gives them through the wall.
And what do you give back?
Y'all help him out because he's too young to understand the subtext. But y'all? There's stuff in here that the audience is going to understand. You say is it good? Say the line again.
Which one?
The top of the page.
And what do you give back?
I'm like looking away. I'm not answering because I'm like ashamed to answer.
Mira.
We give thanks.
That isn't what I asked.
Don't.
What was that? What was that?
Okay, so this is when we see the
Dang, I
creatures in
grabbed
the
something out
walls.
of my bag.
Yeah. Trust me, you don't want to do that. Just take that for the line because I'm changing it.
That's not an answer.
It's the only one that helps.
People live with that beyond their homes.
You're pointing to like these wall of like creepy eyes inside of the forest, right? Mira becoming ominous. Yeah, like Mira is like alluding to there's more to this story, right? Even so, she can't just data dump on him. She can't just have an exposition dump onto to Lucian's character. So she's smart enough to know that there's only so much, right? That's right. But the first step is curiosity. The first step is curiosity. No, people live because they don't go beyond their homes. Now you understand?
No. Now I understand there are two cages.
Okay, this is not a cage.
Then why does it have a door no one's allowed to open?
Because some doors are built to keep death out.
That's what they told us about the harbor.
Yeah, well, maybe they were right.
My whole life I dreamed there was more.
You guys hear his voice cracking? Say it again.
My whole life I dreamed there was more.
And there is.
No, more than this.
This is the surface, isn't it?
It's another ceiling.
And then, but you feel this breeze come through and you're like feeling it in all of its wonder. You're like, let the breeze come in. You're like, so you feel the breeze.
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
What?
All of this, the air, the sky, knowing you were lied to?
Yes. But so did not knowing.
When I was little, I used to ask what was beyond the wall. When I was little, I used to ask what was beyond the wall.
What did they tell you?
At first, stories, ash fields, bone rivers, cities that burned forever.
And then?
And then my father told me questions are like sparks. You know, one is pretty, but too many will burn the house down.
Your father sounds like mine.
Then I'm sorry. Then you like, there.
Yeah.
So you had to be like, there.
Mm-hmm.
So the moon literally just glitched again.
Yeah.
Just stop looking for everything to be wrong.
Wrong things are where the truth leaks out.
Oh my gosh. You sound just like the old stories.
What old stories? Mira?
There was an elder High Elder Aurelian. He used to say the walls were not the end of the world. He said that the Creator made us. I'm gonna stop in there.
What happened to him?
A few moons back. So in the normal lunar cycle in the world, there's like a full moon about once a month, right? So whenever I'm saying a moon, I'm referring to like a month. So he went missing a few moons back.
Missing how?
He went beyond the forest gates.
And he came back?
I mean, eventually, he was gone for 3 whole days.
3 days in the forest?
But here's the thing. It was 3 days' time, but there was no day.
What does that mean?
It means the sun didn't rise.
That's impossible.
I know what I saw and what I didn't see.
The sun didn't rise.
The sky stayed bruised. Not night, not morning, just waiting. Everyone prayed. The fire stopped burning clean. The chickens didn't wake. And even the wall lights dimmed.
And when he came back,
Morning came with him.
what did he say?
You wouldn't say that, right? If I'm revealing something that's that big to you, you wouldn't be like, "What did he say?" You would say, "Like, what did he say?" Like you'd be like, "What did he say?" Like, what
did
were
he
his
say?
words? It's like, you know, it's like he's like the bearer of light or the bearer of truth. He's like, "Come back." So the way you would do that line is, it would be like, it says, Mira resents her creativity being stifled, and then it's going to make her choose a bad boy and escape on a motorbike. Always a mistake. That's very good, Michael McSilvers. So you wouldn't say, "What did you say?" Like, what did he say? You have to be like, in a sense of like, what did he say? Like, what did he say? What were his words after him literally leaving? And there was 3 days of no day, 3 days time of no sun. The sun didn't even rise, right? Get into the frame, please. So what you would say is, you would say, like, what did he say? Right. Morning came with him.
What did he say?
He said he reached the place where the 2 streams meet. He said the forest opened its teeth. He said the Creator showed himself in white fire and spared his life so he could return with the truth.
What truth?
You'd be like, what? Like, what truth?
What truth?
Now that you've read it at least one time, you should be intentionally trying to get better, right? So it's like, you're like, what truth? Like, tell me, like, what truth? Mira, tell me the truth. That nothing awaits us beyond that wall. That's what he said. Like, you're incredulous. You don't want to believe it.
Nope.
And I'm like, that's what he said.
Where is he now?
In the temple of morning.
Can I speak to him?
No.
Mira.
No one speaks to Aurelian except the elders.
Why?
Because after the Creator touches the man, ordinary voices hurt them. You can't talk to him.
Do you believe that?
I believe what I saw. And he came back different.
Different how?
Like something was seeing through him. He's a different man. And you're doing it again.
What?
You're turning everything into this giant question.
I can't help it.
Yeah, well, you could just look around and try.
I did for 14 years. I don't want your world to be false. I want it to be beautiful and real. I want the moon to be the moon. I want your fires to mean people are safe. I want the trees to just be trees. But I know what a system sounds like when it's hiding behind a prayer.
All right, so then you would do those lines like, I did. So there's like a level of conflict here. Like, I did for 14 years. I don't want your world to be false. I want it to be beautiful and real. I don't want the moon. I want the moon to be the moon. I want your fires to be proof that people are safe. I want trees to just be trees. And I know what a system sounds like when it's hiding behind a prayer. So you're telling me like, wake up, B. You're like saying, wake up. There's something going on in your world. Like, don't just like, I just escaped this like underground world that I've lived in for 14 years. And even though I've only been here for a day, you need to open up your eyes. So you got to convince me this is where your character is at emotionally. Okay. So you have to act like you care. So to be like, I did for 14 years. I don't want your world to be false. I want it to be beautiful and real. I want the moon to be the moon. I want your fires to mean people are safe. I want trees to just be trees. So you're saying like everything around you is not real. Brent, a character needs to actually think of the line in real life, not always have it cued, ready to go. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So it has to feel like, in Spanish they say like te nace, like it's born within you. So it's coming from within. Okay. So do those lines again. I'm like, you could try. So we're reaching a point of conflict. I'm like, I want to live comfortably within the lie, at least for now. And you're like saying, no, I won't take another minute living in a fake world. Right? So let's go back to the top of the page. So you get to get into the character. That's the whole point of this. Right? That's the whole point of this, is not just to read it like a robot. Right? I've always wondered why Jimmy doesn't try to get into character while reading lines. It's not just about memorizing the script. It's about understanding the character. Thank you, KPV House. Thank you. So he did, I think just before he hit puberty, he was so into it. I think it's just, he's at that age though where, you know, but that's also like the most interesting age because people are fascinated with movies like Stand By Me and all the coming of age movies because this is the most interesting phase of life. And the reason why it's so interesting is because it's the very least documented in terms of like, people don't put like a light on it because everyone's like, oh. It's like, it's, you know, teenagers feel awkward, all that kind of stuff. So that's why people love to write movies about this stage of life, but it's also the hardest to like record and to document accurately because people are so like not in the mood because it's such a stage of like aggression and your body's changing. But you make a very good point, PPS. All right. Because after the creator touches a man, ordinary voices hurt him.
You believe that?
You're like saying, you really believe that, you dumb? You know what I'm saying? So you're like, do you really believe that?
Do you really believe that?
I believe he came back different.
Different how?
Like something was still there inside of him, looking through him. And you have to look at me like you're skeptical. You're like, what are you doing? This is what all the teachers, there's a whole video of all these teachers for 3 hours. They were just all talking about why they quit. And they were all saying that the kids would just nonstop fiddle with stuff, but they wouldn't focus on the task. They couldn't even finish a worksheet. She said this one kid for 8 hours fiddled with his shoe. And it's like, what's more interesting about this shoe than all of this 8 hours of curriculum? And she said, I just couldn't take it anymore. So it's just, I'm just telling you that just try not to be a statistic. Let's try to be better. Okay? Back to the top of the page. Because after the creator touches a man, ordinary voices hurt him.
Do you believe that?
I believe he came back different.
Different how?
I don't know, like something was still inside of him. Something was looking through him. You have to be like, what? You're doing it again.
What?
Turning everything into a question.
I can't help it.
Okay, well, you could just try.
I did for 14 years. I don't want your world to be false. I want it to be beautiful and real. I want the moon to be the moon. I want your fires to mean people are safe. I want the trees to just be trees. But I know what a system sounds like when it's hiding behind a prayer.
So you're not just looking for your mother. You're looking for a place where, like, what? The lies end?
Does that place exist?
And then my father comes in and he's like, Mira. And you're like, please don't hurt me. I'm a real boy. All right, John Scott says, study habits are hard to build at any age. True, John Scott. But I think particularly now with kids swiping, like there's like a whole wave of teachers quitting because they just, so there's a whole phenomena where they're saying like the classrooms are eventually going to be taken over by AI because the human beings can't take it because it's so painful teaching these classes of these young people. It's really Gen Alpha, but he's on the verge of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. He's right on the edge. He's right on the edge. So in this scene, you're saying like, I refuse to believe the lie. You're saying I refuse to believe the lie. Okay. So y'all leave in the chat. Are y'all curious to know where this story is heading? So you're saying that you think this is in a snow globe, right? Y'all in the chat before we go, because we have someone coming. We have someone coming who's gonna do who's gonna participate. That guy Umberto, who's on Jimmy's channel, he's gonna come and he's gonna visit the channel. So it's gonna be really cool. Give Hippie House, same thing. Bobby Barra says yes, curious. All right. So this world, whenever they move beyond the wall, they're going to discover that there are creatures beyond the wall.
What type of creatures?
Super chat. But basically, there are creatures that are inside the forest, and there are creatures on the other side of the wall. But this is the first of 3 movies, right? So in the first movie, you finally get beyond the wall.
Movie.
This is just a scene inside of a script. This is a scene inside of a movie, right? So the full script would be like 90 to 120 pages.
You just said movie.
A script is an unproduced movie, right?
Okay.
A script is a movie, right? Or you can have a script for a television show or a script for a movie, but a script is the writing, right? So everything starts with the writing. That's where there's all this stuff for you to mine data from, for the actors to find subtext, but everything starts with story. That's why there's so many YouTube channels out there, so many books, so many theories, and this is definitely following the hero's journey. Have you heard of the hero's journey? So the hero's journey is where there's a character, he has to go through all these different steps, and he like has to find some like, truth and then bring it back to his people. Kind of like, Frodo Baggins, right? So Frodo Baggins has to go with the ring on the whole entire journey, right? He says, I think Jimmy had to act the best understanding of this so far. I agree. This happening inside of a snow globe. Yeah. So
the flip did just disappear.
What?
His chat. It just disappeared. On my phone, it disappeared.
It's there.
Well, I'm just saying on my phone it disappeared. It's not there.
Oh, that's weird. I have no idea. It's still on mine. You guys, here's chat on screen. You're good, Gizmo. I understand what you mean. So, so this is like an allegory for the ascent of the soul of man, right? So do you think Mira is gonna? So what do you think it happens next in the story? What would you assume? Are they going to get eaten by the creatures in the forest? Are they going to get on the other side of the wall? There are some very key things in here that you haven't picked up on yet. So, for example, did y'all hear the part where Mira tells Lucian that they get provisions, salt, grain, food, some of the iron tools whenever they are rusted? Okay, so what happened? You said, okay, so what do we do?
And how do they get that? How does it?
Exactly. And then I didn't want to answer. And I said, we give thanks. And then what happened? Okay, well, then we'll read it again. All right. You're touching a tree. You're touching a tree. You're missing like the whole, like all the good bits, right? All the good juicy bits. Mira is kind of like Hermione in a way. Except Hermione is much more precocious than Mira is at the start, because Hermione is from the jump in Harry Potter. Hermione is super duper interested in what's going on in her surroundings, right? So Hermione is super duper interested. That's right. That Bobby Barra, you're absolutely right. That is the ultimate question. Are humans also inside the dome? Are we as human also inside the dome? Yeah. So it's like the people inside of the dome are humans, but the question is, are the people outside the dome humans? Right? Is this part of some alien experiment? Is that what you mean, Bobby Barra? All right. You guys, ways to support the channel are in the scroll. So help us out. Jimmy's about to be in Texas for 14 days. Help us out. It helps us a ton. All right, so let's read it. And I want you to look for the context clues. There's a lot of hidden data inside of here. But the reason why it's not just in your face is because if it was too in your face, it would be like an exposition dump. Right? It would be like an exposition dump. Giant radiation monsters behind. No, that's not it. But that's a good guess, Michael McSilvers. I like that guess. Bobby Barra says we are the experiment, and you could take it as that. Like this script is a metaphor for human existence, right? That we're living an experiment. If you guys ways to support the channel are in the thing. The story is always better than the truth, much more consumable. That's right. So Mira is in this stage where she has to confront this truth, but she already knows that Lucian's character is onto something, because that door never opens, and her mother went crazy for a while because she saw someone thrown out of there who happens to be his mother years in the past, right? All right, so let's go through it again, and I want you to find, like, if you're a good actor, you're going to go through here and be like, okay, there's some pieces of data in here that I can mine. All right, so you start off by touching a tree. All right, you start off by touching a tree. I'm like, what?
It's alive.
It's a tree.
I know what it's called. I didn't realize. I didn't know it would feel like skin.
Trees don't like being compared to people.
How do you know?
Trees don't like being because people keep cutting them down.
That's true.
And then you're like looking around and like you're doing it again.
Doing what?
Looking at things like they're about to speak.
Maybe they are.
Are you sure?
You said this guy.
Sorry, this guy doesn't speak.
Are you sure?
So you're looking up at this guy because you just saw something.
And then you look up curious.
Yeah.
You're not sure.
He's like, are you sure? And he's like, and I'm like not responding because I already know there's something off about this world. I just haven't been willing to accept it. All right. This guy, let's go back to this guy doesn't speak. This guy doesn't speak.
Are you sure? You're not sure. You have to.
I'm sure enough.
You saw that.
Saw what?
The moon moved wrong.
The moon does what it wants.
No, it doesn't.
You've been outside for an hour and you already know better than I do?
Then the moon.
I'm just adapting it.
I know when the light breaks.
What does that even mean? So you in your world, you have a set of rules, right? So you live like in this you lived previously in this digitized world, like below the surface, right? So you were below the surface and you had access to technology and all these different things, but you didn't have access to the sunlight, to the moon, to the sky, to like natural wind, all these different things. But above ground, we don't have technology. So that's like the big difference. But there is this giant wall surrounding us, our village, right? So we don't have technology. But you're showcasing what you know, and you're like, this is where you go into your little line here. Like, what does that even mean?
In the harbor, when a lamp filament cracked, it flickered in pieces before it failed. That looked like pieces.
Hey, Danny. Like in the harbor, when a lamp filament cracked, it flickered in pieces before it failed.
Yep.
That looked like pieces. So you're saying that looks freaking artificial, babe. You're like, boo, that looks artificial. Sometimes it does that before the reckoning.
The reckoning?
Right? You should be like, what the heck? What, like, the reckoning? What are you talking about, boo? Right? So you should be like, this is where I'm like revealing information without it being too exposition-y. What is exposition-y?
I don't know.
Exposition-y is like where you're giving too much data, you're giving too much information, and it's just like it's like, oh, everything's fake, da 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 da. So you're having to like pry it out of me. You guys, we have a visitor he's probably already here.
What
So
time? What time?
At 4.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna finish this scene. All right.
I'm gonna open the door because nobody else here. I'm see if the buzzers.
Okay. You can turn the light on in there. Go to the other wall so you don't accidentally turn the wrong one on.
These two. Do you mean open up this other door?
Yeah, just go ahead and open it and come again. Mm-mm.
Hola, Dulce. Dulce's here.
Okay, great. Perfect. So she can answer.
Yeah.
Dulce, va a llegar alguien que se llama Humberto, que suba. All right. Mm-mm. Sometimes it does that. So I'm saying sometimes the moon does that before the reckoning.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does that before the reckoning.
The reckoning?
Not here.
What is that? What is it?
I said not here. Then
Mira?
We run to the forest. Every full moon, the creator remembers us. The wall gives provisions: grain, salt, medicine, iron tools when the old ones break. Sometimes seeds.
The wall gives them?
The creator gives them through the wall.
And what do you give back? Mira?
We give thanks.
That isn't what I asked.
All right, and then you see the creatures in the
Yeah,
in the,
and I
in
got
the
them
for-
from my bag.
I'm like, don't.
What was that?
Nothing for you to worry about for now.
That's not an answer.
Well, it's the thing it's what you need to hear.
People live with that beyond their homes.
You're pointing at the creatures now.
Mhm.
So you see the creatures and you're like, people live with that behind their homes?
Mhm.
And I'm like, no, people live because they don't go beyond their homes. Now do you understand? So I took you out to the edge of the forest and said, like, we don't go over here.
No.
We don't go past here, right? So I'm saying we don't go past this stretch. So there's a wall. So part of this is that there's a wall on one half of the village or the valley, and on the
There's
other
a
half there's a
forest.
forest.
Mhm.
Exactly. So it's like it's sandwiched in, but
Mhm.
there's on one half of it there's not even a wall. There's like a gate in the woods, but that's where one of the previous elders went out. The current elder, I should say,
Mhm.
he went out. All right, so listen. Now do you understand?
No. Now I understand there are two cages.
Okay, this is not a cage.
Then why does it have a door no one is allowed to open?
Because some doors are built to keep death out. Have you thought about that?
That's what they told us about the harbor.
Yeah, well, maybe they were right.
My whole life I dreamed there was more.
And there is more. Just look around.
No, more than this.
Okay, this is the surface, isn't it? This is what you wanted.
It's another ceiling.
And then there's like a pause.
Yeah, I know.
And then there's a breeze comes in. Does it hurt?
No. What?
All of this, the air, the sky, knowing you were lied to.
Yes. But so did not knowing.
So it's like you opened up, so now I'm gonna open up type of thing. When I was little, I used to ask what was beyond the wall. So instead of me answering you in the moment that you wanted to, I'm like, there's like it's a bit disjointed by design.
What do they tell
Right?
you?
At first, stories, ash fields, bone rivers, cities that burned forever.
And then?
Then my father told me, too many questions are like sparks. You know, one's pretty, but too many will burn the whole house down.
Your father sounds like mine.
Then I'm sorry.
There.
Listen, just stop looking for everything to be wrong.
Wrong things are where the truth leaks out.
You sound just like the old stories.
What old stories? Mira?
There was an elder, Elder Aurelian. He used to say the wall was not the end of the world. He said that the Creator made us and made the wall for us. What happened to him?
What happened to him?
He went missing a few moons back.
Missing how?
He went beyond the forest gates.
And he came back
Eventually, he was gone for 3 days.
3 days in the forest.
That's the thing. It was 3 days' time, but there was no day.
What does that mean?
It means the sun didn't rise.
That's impossible.
I know what I saw.
The sun didn't rise.
The sky stayed, I don't know, bruised. It wasn't night. It wasn't morning. It was just waiting. Everyone prayed. But the fire stopped burning clean. The chickens didn't wake. Even the wall lights dimmed.
And when he came back?
Morning came with him.
What did he say?
He said he reached the place where two streams meet, where the two streams meet. He said the forest opened its teeth. He said the creator showed himself in white fire and spared his life so he could return to the truth.
What truth?
That nothing awaits for us beyond the wall. That's what he said.
Where is he now?
In the temple of morning.
Can I speak to him?
No.
Mira.
No one speaks to Aurelian except the elders. No one.
Why?
Because after the creator touches a man, ordinary voices can hurt you.
Do you believe that?
I believe he came back different.
Different how?
Like something was inside of him. Like something was still looking through him. So you should be like, this is freaking you out, right? This, like, what I'm telling you. So I'm like, you're doing it again.
What?
You're just turning every little thing into a question.
I can't help it.
Well, you could try.
I did for 14 years. I don't want your world to be false. I want it to be beautiful and real. I want the moon to be the moon. I want your fires to mean people are safe. I want the trees to just be trees. But I know what a system sounds like when it's hiding behind a prayer.
Michael, you're funny. I know they're talking in the chat. So you're not just looking for your mother. You're looking for a place where there are no more lies.
Does that place exist?
And when I'm about to answer you, I interrupted my dad. Is like, Mira.
Yeah.
And then he's like, get away from her. You know. All right. What is the piece of information that you haven't asked about that's in here?
The gate?
Okay, there's the gate in the forest, and then there's the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what? You didn't even ask what is the reckoning.
Okay, what's the reckoning?
That's right. He's just now reading the lines. BJ Smith. He's reading. He's still reading. That's right. He's not acting yet because we have it. We're not taping the audition. We're rehearsing. So he's just not getting into the scene. Can it be partly my fault too?
What?
I think if he was saying if he goes into the forest.
No.
You guys, ways to support the channel are in the scroll. It helps us a ton. But the reckoning is like you're gonna find out in a later scene that later.
The reckoning is when they get stuff from the wall.
Right. They get stuff from the wall. They get provisions from the wall, but they have to give something in return.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they have to give?
Sacrifice.
Right. They have to turn someone in.
Mm-hmm.
So like the wall demands a sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
right? The wall demands a sacrifice. So there's a reckoning every time there's a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever there's a full moon, there's a reckoning, and they have to sacrifice someone to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that your mother, you're not talking about your mother. So that means that in an earlier scene, it's already been established that your mother is no longer in this village.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that your mother was reckoned. But we don't know if the people who were reckoned are dead or alive when they're turned into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? We don't know that yet. So there's a thing called a reckoning. So a reckoning is when someone
They get stuff and
they're turned into the wall. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty wild. All right, guys, we have someone who's about to arrive here, and we're going to do a live with this guy. We're going to do like a cultural conversation, do some trivia. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys, if you'd like to support the channel, there's ways to in this scroll here. But this is Jimmy's first introduction to this scene. But we're finding out that there's more like lore to be had. But essentially, he escaped from living in an underground world just to realize that the world that he's entered is also like artificially prohibited. Like it's big enough so that you could live a full life, but it's kind of like being on planet Earth, right? So it's like people like Elon are like, we want more, right? Think of Little Mermaid, right? But it's out of the frying pan and into the fire type of situation. Like maybe they're both relatively safe, but they're not fully real.
Yeah.
And he's given a great motivation to keep searching because his mother escaped from this underground world, and now he's entered this valley, which is also equally fake. All right, guys.
Yeah.
10. We got to go. 10, 9,
9, 8,
7. Was it Umberto, the muscle squad guy?
No, that was Missile.
No, that was Misael. But we'd love to him. This guy. He's like
He
a
speaks English.
24-year-old. He's a young guy. But I would love to him, but that guy doesn't speak English. Otherwise, I'd be in it. We'd definitely.
I'm surprised he doesn't
back.
speak English.
I think like 3% of Mexico speaks English. So
No, I know because he's a professional bodybuilder, so I was thinking.
Oh, no, you would think, but no, he doesn't. Unfortunately, we'll have him back. If y'all want to sponsor, we can do more stuff with the channel. But we're going live on this channel, so if y'all are coming over from Jimmy Explorers, y'all subscribe and don't forget to like the video. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys, make sure you watch the video. That way we can get this channel monetized. See the scroll.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.